In case anyone's wondering, my safe word is help. And help is certainly what you're going to need when these loaded fries with peppercorn sauce are surfing through your veins at the speed of death. We're going to keep it simple today and air fry our french fries, but this peppercorn sauce is going to be amazing thanks to the help of Hennessey. And today's sport choice is Hennessey and apple juice. If you have not tried it, I highly recommend it. Seriously, if I say help, stop.
Loaded french fries, the perfect football food, and this recipe can be done in under 20 minutes. First up, I'm going to brown off a pound of ground wagyu beef. You can use regular 80-20 beef if you want to, but I like to use this stuff whenever I can find it, and honestly, it's the same price as regular beef, just has a little extra flavor to it. A little drizzle of olive oil to start out over medium-high heat. I just put the meat on there, and I didn't touch it for about a good minute because I wanted to build some crust and extra flavor. After a minute, I flipped over to see what things were looking like, and this is exactly what I wanted. That browning right there is all extra flavor. I'm going in with my Cattleman's California tri-tip seasoning, but you can use any type of steak seasoning you want or just salt and pepper. We'll break up the meat and season it a little bit more. I'd say total, maybe I use about 2 to 3 tablespoons worth of seasoning, but it's all about your taste. Now is a good time to get your fries ready for the air fryer. I'm using the Checkers seasoned fries. I highly recommend using a seasoned fry here, no matter the brand. It just adds another level of goodness. And hey, you can make your own fresh fries if you wanted to. I just like the idea of this recipe being done quickly. I set my air fryer to 400 degrees and I didn't put any type of tin foil or anything at the bottom of it because I wanted these fries to cook evenly. And sometimes putting tin foil in, while helpful for cleaning up, can restrict airflow. At least that's my thoughts on the process. Maybe I'll do, a little bit experiment later on. But I didn't do anything fancy other than just pop these in for about 15 minutes, shaking them up occasionally until they were all crispy. Now for the sauce to drizzle on top of our fries and meat. It's important to have everything already chopped up and measured out because this recipe does move fast. Ideally, any recipe you make, you should have everything ready to go. It just makes life so much more easier. Still over medium-high heat, I'm throwing in 3 tablespoons of butter and letting it melt. Then I threw in half a cup of finely diced shallot and sauteed for a few minutes. Once it starts browning around the edges like this, we can throw in 2 to 3 cloves of finely minced garlic. Don't buy that already minced stuff in the jar. I can't explain the flavor, but it definitely doesn't taste like garlic, so get you some cloves and chop them things up. Your taste buds will thank you, and I'm saying that as someone who has probably used the jarred stuff on this very same channel. We want that garlic to cook for about a minute. Resist the temptation to throw the garlic and onion in at the same time because garlic burns fast, which is why we waited till the onions were good and then we put those in. Should only take about a minute and you'll definitely start to smell that garlic flavor. After that minute, we'll throw in 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour and mix everything up so that raw flour can be cooked off. Maybe about another minute or so, still over that medium-high heat. We just don't want to see any more flour. Then I'm going in with about a 1/3 cup of Hennessey or whatever cognac you'd prefer. This will bring so much depth to the flavor in the recipe. Be careful not to stand too closely over the pan while doing this in case any flames or fumes get to searing off your nostril hairs. I also use this to deglaze the pan, lifting up all that beautiful fond that we made earlier at the bottom of the pan. So get you a spatula or spoon and start scraping off those bits from the bottom. We'll let the alcohol cook off for a few minutes, but we don't want to reduce it too much. Maybe just long enough to get that strong smell of alcohol fading away. After that, we'll add in 1 cup of beef stock, mix and bring it to a simmer. Once simmering, we'll add in 1 cup of heavy whipping cream and 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Mix and then let that come to a simmer as well. And right here is where you can add a little bit of salt and pepper. And trust me, the salt's going to go a long way in this. As well as the pepper, because this is, after all, peppercorn steak. So try to use that fresh cracked black pepper. I threw in a few tablespoons of chopped Italian parsley here. This might be like 3 or 4. And then I killed the heat. This is important. Kill the heat. And then we can add in our last ingredient, which is a cup of grated Parmesan cheese. Mix that up and then our sauce is ready to serve. And just like that, we're done. Grab you a big old platter, put your fries on, then your meat, and top with that beautiful, delicious sauce that we just made. Hey, this has been Poor Choices Kitchen. We have a Patreon, which is linked down in the description. $1 a month is all we ask for. It goes a long way in supporting the channel and allowing me to do silly, unhealthy recipes like this. And as I mentioned at the top, this is an amazing football food because you can just set out a huge platter and let everyone get their forks and they can all dig in or make their own little smaller plates. Just be prepared to sit down for a very long time because you are definitely gonna have to catch your breath and maybe check your blood pressure. But it's gonna be so worth it. See y'all here next time.